Well, good morning everybody and welcome to yet another Sunday morning show. These weeks seem to just absolutely fly by. Got a very exciting one for you today. As you can see, I'm packing up the van with more than one set of golf clubs. Yes, I got four sets of clubs in 3 flight bags because this week is half-term week here in the UK and myself and the family, Laura, Charlie and Bobby, are heading over to Madeira for a bit of a trip, and we thought we'd bring you along with us because we've got some amazing experiences ahead of us, some amazing golf courses to play. So I thought I'd pop you in here with the golf clubs, make sure you guys keep them safe, and we'll see you on the other side. Right, you're in, snugged in. All right, I'll see you at, I think it's Cristiano Ronaldo's airport in Madeira. I'll see you there. Have a great flight and look after my 5. Well, welcome to Madeira, everybody. We have arrived at the stunning Made Hotel, which is where we're going to be staying here. I'll just show you around the room in just a moment. But the transfer from the airport, I didn't really know what to expect when we arrived at Madeira. When we were coming to Madeira, I did a little bit of research on the actual place itself, but didn't really know what to expect from a scenery point of view. And all I can say is, wow, look at what we have just driven through. I mean, it's full of tunnels and bridges, just spectacular views running right the way from the coastline all the way to the top of the mountain. And this is where we're going to be based for the week at Hotel Made. Let me just show you around the room, because we do have a suite this week, because obviously we're with the family. This would be the lounge, of which the kids have kind of commandeered already, so they're going to be out here in the lounge. You've got the kitchen, which makes it really easy, doesn't it, if you're traveling for a little bit of a period of time and you want to maybe just dine in with your family and things like that. However, you've got to see the bathroom because it's pretty spectacular. There's me, look, hello me. Bathtub, shower, double sink, toilet with a little bidet in there as well, which the kids are just trying to get their head around. However, the master bedroom, which again just works its way out to that absolutely stunning view down towards the water's edge. We're going to go and get some lunch in just a minute. We're going to head down towards the pool and just chill out for the afternoon because it's been a bit of an early start. But first impressions of Madeira, wow. Well, what's a day?
That food was amazing. No, I thought the swimming pool was better.
I'm exhausted.
Alarm set for 2 o'clock this morning, getting the kids out of bed, trucking up to Bristol Airport. But what's impressed me the most is the 3-hour flight over here. I never really thought about Madeira. I always thought about Madeira as being quite a way away, at least a 4 or 5 hour flight, but 3 hours to get ourselves over here. And we've just come back from an amazing dinner. We've been at a place called Akua, which is a fish restaurant. And this is quite possibly the nicest fish restaurant I have ever been into. I've never eaten such quality food like I did tonight. It would have been, most certainly if you were in the UK, it would have certainly been a Michelin star restaurant, which is the top of the top. Looked after us absolutely amazing. The kids loved it. There was just, the food was just, you could tell it was absolutely fresh and beautifully presented. So first impressions, first day here, wow. Looking forward to tomorrow. We've got our first round of golf. So with that in mind, we're going to get an early night. Kids are already tucked up in bed. And we're going to see you tomorrow on the golf course. Yeah, that's a beauty, absolute beauty. That is past mine. Keep going, keep going. Yes, great tee shot. Well, day 2 of our adventures here at Santo Golf Club, which I hope I've pronounced it right, to be honest with you. But this has hosted some amazing events. Mainly the European Tour event, running from around sort of early 2000s, maybe late 1990s, through to around 2013. But some of the names on the list around, Bradley Dredge was a winner, Mark James was a winner, James Morrison was a winner, Michael Hoey was a winner around here. But it's a 27-hole complex, but just look at that spectacular view there in the background. Absolutely stunning. This one is 2,500 feet above sea level. So As you can imagine, lots and lots of wind, and it is a breezy one today. But you've got to be able to manage the elevation, because obviously when you're playing at that far above sea level, and you see it in events that they play in as they play around the tour, basically, they get to, I think, a place like Hawaii, where they just end up hitting it so much further because they're so much above sea level. I have no idea how to create those calculations, but first impressions, pretty spectacular. Actually, close to this was Malaysia. When I played in Malaysia, this whole backdrop running down from the top right the way down towards the sea, just absolutely stunning. So very similar to what I'm getting from there. Now, something I didn't mention was that last week I got a hole-in-one, didn't I? For those of you that have seen, I was playing in the Torquay Pro-Am. I was there with Jordan, and managed to get a hole-in-one on a par 4 with the trusty 5-wood. I mean, that 5-wood just never lets me down, does it? Really does not. But anyway, didn't get it on camera, which is disappointing. But still, I think that's a number 10 or 11 for the hole-in-one front. And some of you are going to ask, is that your first albatross? No. I've actually had a hole-in-one on a par 4 before, and I've holed that 5-wood on a par 5 as well for 2 for an albatross. So I'm just a lucky golfer, if I'm honest with you. Anyway, we're going to get out onto the golf course today. Myself and Charlie taking on Laura and Bobby, and we're taking them on as a rematch from our event that we played at Perranporth. This is going to be day 1 from the golf point of view of the 3 rounds that we're going to be playing. Then we're going to mix up the teams, and then hopefully at the end there will be an overall winner for those that have picked up the most points for the week. So should be a lot of fun. Let's get out to the golf course. Well, this is what we call moving day today. Starbucks in hand, because we're back at the airport. We are heading, we're island hopping today. So we're heading over to a different island. We're on the main Madeira island right now. However, we're going to be going to Porto Santo, which is another island, which actually is interesting because we've just got a transfer over here. And the chap that brought us in the van over to the airport here was just giving us a bit of a rundown as to what the island is all about. Apparently the golf course that we're going to go and play today is the best of all the golf courses, but we'll see when we get there. And he says it's the biggest, so again we'll have a little look and see what that's all about. The airport itself runs from one side of the island to the other, so that just shows kind of how small the actual island is. So we're going to spend all day there. We're going to get to the golf course. We're going to see what'll be interesting to see what the actual plane, how big the plane is, because that'll be fun. It might be one of those really small ones. But we've brought no golf clubs because I'm hoping there's going to be some rental sets over there. There wasn't anything for us to book our clubs in on. So anyway, we'll see how the day unfolds. But like I say, we've got all day there, and then to come home, instead of catching a flight back, we're going to jump on a ferry, which again, the chap in the transfer said is around 2 hours. I think we're going to grab some dinner on the ferry and things. So anyway, let's see how this day, interesting day, this moving day unfolds. Thank you very much. Obrigado. Well, we have arrived. That was a 16-minute flight, door to door. So it was so fast that the air hostesses didn't even stand up. They just sat in their seats for the whole trip. So we didn't get any drinks or anything on that particular flight, but that was amazing. Straight across the Atlantic, over to this island, and this island looks very different to what we've experienced over on Madeira. It looks a little bit sandy, a little bit more barren maybe. Anyway, we're going to get ourselves through arrivals and then jump on our transfer over to the golf course for a bit of breakfast. Porto Santo Golf. You see that behind me? Seve Ballesteros. 2004 this golf course was put together by Seve Ballesteros, and as I wander around the top of the balcony of the clubhouse here, there is, just behind that palm tree, there is a big sign in the hill on top of maybe one of the tee boxes, which is just saying Seve in it. And the more I kind of travel around and the more places I go to see, certainly in Europe, the more you realise how much of an influence Seve had in European golf. Seve's Spanish, he's not Portuguese, but it just shows the influence that he had on European golf. You know, we talk about the fact that, you know, Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer had this huge influence over the game of golf, and certainly they did in the US. However, you could argue that maybe Seve's had an even bigger influence on golf across the European countries, and you know, that stretching into the Ryder Cup, it stretches into the players that currently play in the Ryder Cup, and you know, you think about the Miracle at Medina and things like that, where they're all talking about Seve, and even the last Ryder Cup where they're coming out and they can, you know, Seve's on the wall there. You know, he's had a massive impact into the game of golf on the continent of Europe. And so we're looking forward to getting out into the golf course. We've just had some breakfast inside. They've just treated us like royalty as we've arrived. It's been amazing. The transfer up was probably 10 minutes from the airport, but definitely a different feel to this place in the fact that it's a little bit more barren. It's a little bit drier. And it's a lot flatter than what you're seeing over on the Madeira Island. Madeira Island, very mountainous, this one. I would say I think they've got a mountain in the background there, but I don't think it's quite as severe as what we've got over on the Madeira Island. So a little bit less rain, and therefore you're getting more of a sandier, kind of more barren kind of feel to it. But the golf course is the greenest thing as you fly in. As you come over the island, it's the greenest thing on the island. So anyway, looking forward to getting out there. Looks like there's plenty of water. We've got lots of time before we get our ferry back, so let's get out onto the golf course. What happened there, Bob?
I forgot to record it.
Did you? You got it all set up, ready to go over the water, and you didn't press record? No. Okay, not to worry. We live and we learn, don't we?
Yeah.
Local brew, Fushia, which apparently kills COVID.
Yeah.
So any germs that you have in your body,
Kills them all.
kills them all, which is required right now. Well, this is Thursday. This is day 4 of our adventures over here in Madeira, and we have made our way up to Polo Golf in Madeira. Can you see that view in the background there? That is the most spectacular of all the views that we've had so far this week. That is probably the most spectacular. Driving up through a web of road system to get up to the top of this mountain to now go and play golf on top of this mountain is phenomenal. Not a breath of wind either today. So we're going to have a little match up. We've been having We've had this our third game, so we've got the kids versus the parents in this particular game. So we're going to get out on the golf course, but I just wanted to tune in this morning with this view because it is just, wow, it's just breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. You can probably just hear the frogs in the background. That's from that pond, I think, and I think they've even got their own little frog house down there. Yeah, that is definitely a frog house.
There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by, it doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all, I had a feeling but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all, I had a feeling but the feeling is all gone.
Well, that is golf done on what has got to be probably one of the most stunning golf courses I've ever had the chance to play. I probably say that a lot, but this one, it felt like you were, well, you're on top of this, obviously this mountain, but it feels a bit rainforesty at the same time. So there was like, just, well, everywhere you turned, there was just beauty everywhere. Some great pictures that I've managed to get out there today. But I've just got to show you this as well because, you know, it's not every day you get a view like this one, is it? Just look at that. Absolutely spectacular. And this is Fushia, which is, we're kind of staying, I don't know, we're kind of staying somewhere in and around this area here. This is where we've been kind of eating in the evenings. This is where the boat came in yesterday. It kind of finished up, stopped here, and then took us back to our hotel. But that is Fushia, and look at how much development has gone on around there, but it is just breathtaking from the top of this clubhouse here overlooking the capital city of Madeira.
Yeah, the golf course is really nice today. The greens are pretty fast. They're sometimes really hard to read.
Oh, Bob, lizard on the path. Lizard on the path. That's a quick one, Bob. You're not going to get him. You're not going to get him. Oh, there's two. And you played superbly today, didn't you? Thought you played really nice, Jar. Hit some great drives, great fairway woods.
It was nice. It had lots of trees compared to all the other ones we've played at. I liked how the greens were quite big and you had lots of space to like chip onto. And I got my lemonade.
Well, our day is not stopping here because we've got another large itinerary for the rest of the day, haven't we?
We have.
So what have we got?
So lunch now, and then we have a transfer into Madeira to get the cable car. We get the cable car down into Mont, and then we're going to get the toboggan sledges around Mont. Then we have a transfer back to the hotel for a quick swim, hopefully, for these kids, and then out to Chalet Vicente for lunch or dinner.
Right, something quite exciting for you, Charlie. We are going to be going on the toboggans. Yep, we've got 2 kilometres down, which is the adventure of this Madeiran tourist kind of attraction. This is one of the trucks that picks up the sledges as they come back, the toboggans. And these are the guys in the white that are going to drag us down that hill. Here they go.
And we're going to go 2 kilometres more.
There you go. Okay, Char? Okay. Right, you ready for this? Are you ready for this, Char?
Yes.
All right, team. Here we go then. Looking, Char. We got stuck behind the car. What do you think, Jan?
It's fun.
Yeah? That's a lot of fun. Final day here in Madeira, and we're going on a Jeep tour. Absolutely no idea what's going to be happening with this Jeep tour, but I assume we're out for the whole day, so I assume that the objective is to see as much of the island as we possibly can. Now that looks like a Jeep. Could it be our Jeep? That's us. Perfect. That's it, yeah.
There we go. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good, man.
My name's Wilson.
Wilson, I'm Dan. Laura.
Hello.
Charlie. And Bobby.
So we're going to start here in Funchal. We're going to ride through the old roads to the fisherman's village. Then we'll drive up to Jardim da Serra. There's a little bit of viewpoint here for us to see.
Okay.
Then we come down through the off-road all the way down to Cabo Girão, the Skywalk. Then we'll drive all the way up to Ponta do Sol. This is where we have the lunch.
Okay.
Waterfall here, keep going until Polo Golf, I would say.
Yeah.
Very nice place, and then we come back.
Perfect. Right, we have come to the highest cliff top in Madeira, in possibly areas of Europe, I think. And they call it, I think, the Skywalk. And they created this glass platform that kind of works its way around the top of the cliff. That is it's pretty severe, this drop. I have no idea how far it is. However, I'm going to find the family and find out if I can do this. That's not too bad. Is that not the bit? No?
That's the glass.
Yeah.
If you come in here, it'll be 580 meters.
Seems like a lot of people stood on that one little platform there.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, you happy?
Finally.
That's that done then. That was easy, wasn't it? I was on the glass for at least 3 seconds. I think that's good enough for me. Right, we can get going now. Down the mountain and off. there we go then, Bob. That is the Sunday show done. That is our trip to Madeira done.
My favourite part was probably the toboggans.
You did enjoy that?
Yeah.
Well, we've had an amazing trip over here. The food, phenomenal. The golf, amazing. All the other adventures that go on around Madeira, absolutely fantastic. Not a place that I've ever considered coming in the past, but I've got to say, from a trip point of view, from a filming trip point of view, you guys know how many I've been on, and there's been many. This one is now top of the list because of everything else that's around the golf, the weather, the road structure's amazing. Yeah, just so unique, so different, and one of which we will definitely be coming back as a family. Don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It gives you a bit of a flavour of Madeira, and we'll see you again on the next video.